British Leyland is remembered for strikes, rust, weird styling, and cars that sometimes seemed unfinished at launch. But behind the punchlines were hydro-pneumatic suspension experiments, clever packaging, rally wins, and designs that rivals quietly copied. So this list climbs from misunderstood disasters to machines that were genuinely ahead of their time. Number 10. Morris Marina, the stopgap that sold anyway. British Leyland needed a company car contender fast because the Ford Cortina was eating the market. The Marina was the answer. Simple rear-wheel drive, familiar engines, old suspension thinking, and a heavy dose of parts bin engineering to keep costs down and production moving. That is why enthusiasts often call it lazy. But as a business move, it made sense. Fleets understood it, mechanics could fix it, and buyers knew what it was supposed to do. The result was not glamorous, but it sold in huge numbers and kept cash coming in. Next comes a car far more ambitious and just as controversial. Number 9. Austin Allegro, stranger than the jokes. The Allegro inherited impossible expectations. After the Mini and Austin 1100, buyers expected British Leyland to redefine the small family car again. Instead, they got awkward proportions, cramped packaging, and the infamous quartic steering wheel, which became a symbol for everything people thought had gone wrong. Yet the Allegro was not brainless. Its hydrogas suspension was a serious attempt to give a compact car a smoother, more sophisticated ride than ordinary rivals. The problem was that clever suspension could not overcome the styling, build quality, and practicality issues. Next is another British Leyland family car with a more convincing shape, but one crucial feature missing. Number 8. Austin Maxi, the hatchback before the market caught up. Launched in 1969, the Maxi had the recipe many family cars would later copy. 5 doors, a folding rear seat, a roomy cabin, and proper load-carrying flexibility. For a British family used to conventional saloons, it was genuinely practical in a new way. It also offered a 5-speed gearbox, rare on a mainstream British car at the time. The trouble was execution. The gear shift felt awkward, the styling looked cautious rather than futuristic, and early quality issues dulled the cleverness. The Maxi was a smart idea trapped in an unconvincing product. Next, British Leyland tried to reinvent the family saloon even more boldly. Number 7. Princess, the wedge that should have been a hatch. Launched in 1975, the Princess looked like nothing else in the company car park. Its sharp wedge nose, long fastback roofline, and clean sides gave it real presence, while hydrogas suspension made it unusually comfortable on rough British roads. The maddening part was the rear. Despite looking like a modern hatchback, the Princess had a conventional boot, which robbed it of the practicality its shape promised. It arrived during British Leyland's troubled government-backed years, so poor build quality and uneven development hurt its chances. The Princess came painfully close to being a great modern family car. Next came a sports car with even more controversial styling. Number 6. Triumph TR7, the shape of trouble. Launched in 1975, the TR7 was built around one big idea: conquer America. Its dramatic wedge styling with a low nose, high tail, and pop-up headlights looked completely different from the old TR6 and matched the safety-conscious sports car mood of the United States market. The problem was timing. Early TR7s came from factories hit by strikes, management changes, and British Leyland instability, so buyers often found poor trim, leaks, and electrical faults. Later cars became better sorted, and the Rover V8-powered TR8 showed how exciting the basic design could be. Next is another Triumph that delivered its promise more convincingly. Number 5. Triumph Dolomite Sprint, the small saloon with big ideas. Launched in 1973, the Dolomite Sprint looked like a tidy, compact executive car, but under the bonnet was one of British Leyland's cleverest engines, a 2-litre, 16-valve 4-cylinder, using a single camshaft to operate all those valves. That made it one of the first mass-produced multi-valve performance saloons, with strong pace, wood and vinyl cabin luxury, and a discreet shape that made it feel like a junior sports saloon. It also had racing credibility, especially in touring cars. Rust and uneven build quality still hurt it, but the idea was brilliant. Next, British Leyland takes executive style somewhere far more dramatic. Number 4. Rover SD1, the executive car that looked like the future. Launched in 1976, the SD1 replaced traditional Rover and Triumph saloons with one dramatic fastback. David Bache's styling borrowed the long nose and sweeping rear profile of the Ferrari Daytona, giving British Leyland a genuine prestige car with a showroom presence. It was advanced enough to win European Car of the Year in 1977, and in V8 form it had the performance to match the shape. Then came the familiar damage: poor early build quality, rust, and factory disruption that undermined a brilliant design. Next, British Leyland leaves executive glamour behind for extreme rally drama. Number 3. MG Metro 6R4, the tiny hatchback turned rally monster. This was not a warmed-up shopping car. The name meant 6 cylinders, rally, 4-wheel drive, and British Leyland built it for the wildest arena in motorsport, Group B. Under the stubby Metro silhouette sat a rear mid-mounted V6, permanent 4-wheel drive, and bodywork designed to make the little hatch look like it had swallowed a race car. Homologation rules meant road-going versions had to exist, but the real target was battle against machines like the Peugeot 205 T16 and Audi Quattro S1. And yet, British Leyland's strangest ideas were not always the fastest ones. Number 2. Range Rover, the luxury sport utility vehicle before the term existed. Launched in 1970 under Rover, it combined proper 4-wheel drive, long travel suspension, and serious ground clearance, with a driving experience that worked on normal roads. Farmers, engineers, and country drivers could use it hard, then cover distance in comfort. The early cabin was almost shockingly simple, with hose-clean materials and a practical dashboard. That makes its later image, with leather, wood trim, and executive status, far more interesting. It stayed in production for decades and helped create the template for the modern premium sport utility vehicle. And at number 1, British Leyland changed expectations even more quietly. Number 1, Jaguar XJS, the impossible follow-up to the E-Type. Launched in 1975, it arrived into a world of fuel anxiety, safety rules, and shrinking patience for thirsty grand tourers. Instead of copying the E-Type, Jaguar built a long-distance V12 coupe with sharp aerodynamics, flying buttresses, and a quieter, more mature character. Early cars suffered from quality issues and the shock of not looking like the legend they replaced. Later updates, better engines, improved build, and convertible versions helped the XJS become its own success. That is the British Leyland story in one car. Bold ideas, often waiting for enough time, money, and patience to be understood. British Leyland gave us sharp design, brave engineering, and too many cars let down by timing, budgets, or build quality. Thanks for watching. Which car here is most unfairly judged? Tell me in the comments, and subscribe for more overlooked automotive history.